Now, what we've done is come to where we saw the lioness and the cubs yesterday, and we have not gone off-road. We're sitting on the road, and I just looked down into the bush to see if I could see anything there, and there are the cubs. So just to reiterate, we have not driven into the den site. We're just parked on the road here. There is nothing insensitive about what we're doing. So we're not going to call it in or establish a sighting. But there are the little ones hidden in the bushes in a little cave. Don't think the mother's there. We're not sure. There is a bit of a bigger blob towards the left, Peter says, but I can't see that.
Yeah, it's not moving, so it might also just be leaves or something. My eyesight is not that great, and I'm colorblind, so it might be anything.
You're colorblind, are you?
Different.
Oh.
Yeah. I do see color, but red and green and brown is a little bit tricky. Which is most of the colors around here, actually,
Yes.
I guess.
Just about all of them.
Yeah. That's why I like bright birds, blue ones and yellow ones,
Right.
and red ones. They're easier.
Well, that's a very sweet little thing to see. They're climbing up and down the bank there. One of them, at least, is a male. I've managed to figure that out. One of them is now climbing a tree. It's exciting.
Trying anyway. No luck.
That's a little male. From what I could see when he went up there. So, although they're well hidden there, you can imagine if a hyena came wandering along the drainage line here, it would have absolutely no trouble whatsoever. They are so adorable. Yeah, straight in there, Seb. There we go. Let's just try and get a count. I think
1, 2, 3, 4.
I think there are 4.
Yeah. There's 1, 2, 3,
4.
4.
Yeah, there we go. All 4 of them.
Nice.
Some of you worried about a patch over one of their eyes and wondering if there's something wrong. No, I don't think so. If there is anything over the eye, I think it was just mud. This is hilarious, and they're looking very fat, which is excellent. Oh, that's beautiful. Won't be long before they're introduced to the pride now. Oh, look. Sean wants to know if you're excited to see the new lion cubs, Peter.
I am very, very much. It's been...
That's lucky.
I can't actually recall seeing lion cubs ever.
Really?
Yeah.
Of the Nkuhuma pride. She who is now named, what did they call her? Nchela. They've called her the frog.
The frog?
After the pan.
Oh, okay.
Not sure she'd appreciate that.
The frog.
She'll never know.
Yeah, I guess it doesn't matter to the lions.
Well, she's now called Chela, of course, which I don't actually think is a word, but near enough.
Yeah. They are very well hidden.
Beautifully well hidden.
Yeah. But won't the hyena find them by smell, or are they also
I
not...
am of the opinion that they don't smell. And I think it's, if you go to a hyena den, you'll find that it stinks. But that's because it's a burrow, and the parents never go into the holes, and so there's no real need for them to clean the thing out, because the youngsters can always hide and get in there, and they're safe from predators. But lions and leopards are obviously much more vulnerable, and I think that they are fastidiously cleaned by their parents, and I think
They don't smell.
Yeah, any feces that there is on the ground, they take away, and they don't smell. I actually think the adults don't smell either. If you have it's very difficult. If a lioness walks past you and she's clean, you won't pick up a scent at all.
Okay.
And it's one of the reasons that I don't believe lions particularly keenly use the wind to hunt. There's no actual scientific evidence that they do use the wind to hunt. But you'll hear a lot of people saying, well, Steve and I used to argue about this often.
I was just thinking there have been quite some heated discussions about those.
Steve and I especially. And in the Serengeti, certainly, they've done research where it's totally random. They pick a direction and they walk. They don't find the wind and walk into it. So it's sort of 50-50. And I think the reason they get away with that, and why cats specifically are so fastidious about cleaning themselves,
because they don't smell,
is to get rid of the stink of viscera.
Beautiful. It's actually amazing how far that camera can zoom in. Because I just checked with my binoculars, but even with binoculars, you don't get as good as this.
Lions ate my mama. I think that they are going to be introduced to the Pride fairly soon. I would have put them at around about 6 weeks now. So, it could be any time between now up to 12 weeks. But if, between 6 and 8 is normally when they're introduced to the Pride. I always remember it in 6s. 6 days till they open their eyes, 6 weeks till they could be introduced to the Pride, and 6 months to weaning. Obviously, there's a lot of variation, but that's the kind of rough guide. Very sweet.
Carefree life of a little cat. How did you find them here? Not this time, but just the first time.
How did we find them? We found them with the lioness. She came down the road, walked in there and called them out. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Many of you saying you're hoping that Steve is watching this and feeling happy. He let us know. Steve, are you watching this and feeling happy? I think, rather like me, Steve probably feels a mixture of jealousy and happiness. Hooray, the lion cubs are found. Boo, I looked so hard for them and not seen them. And obviously Steve would like to have been the first person to put them on camera, but, I am the first person to ever put them on camera. Not so, Steve.
Are you not going to let him forget it?
I'm not actually, though. Okay, I think we'll leave them.
Great. That was lovely.
Be here for too long.
I gladly trade my dwarf bittern for this.